First, a condition that's actually pretty common, but you don't hear much about. We're talking about loneliness. Some say it's becoming epidemic in our culture. Research shows chronic loneliness can do emotional and even physical damage. And it's not just limited to the stereotype of the isolated elderly widow. Loneliness can impact anyone. It's hard to believe that in a culture with so many people and so many ways to connect, so many are so lonely. Chronic loneliness can touch young and old, rich and poor, married or single. Jamie Luber can talk now about the loneliness she struggled with for years.
It's kind of like an ache in your heart. It's almost like a stitch that you would get when you're running. You feel that kind of cramp. It could feel like that. It could feel like a heaviness in your heart, like you feel heavy on your chest. That would kind of make you want to hunch over like that.
14 years ago, Jamie lost her husband in a plane crash, leaving her with 2 young sons to raise on her own. Jamie remembers how she tried desperately to fill the void she felt in the years after that, staying busy, and moving from relationship to relationship, still feeling isolated, shut off.
It was just like when I would be alone, I was like, wow, this is, like I couldn't even be alone, it felt like. It was just too painful.
There's a stigma to loneliness. If I'm lonely, I must be a loser of some kind. I must be unattractive.
Helen Dahlhauser is a marriage and family therapist in Pinellas County. She says it's normal to be lonely at times, but extended loneliness can lead to depression and addictions, even addictions to being busy.
Anything so I don't feel what's going on inside of me. Anything so I don't get quiet and find out what that pain truly is. Anything not to feel.
Loneliness is not limited to people who've lost a loved one or ended a relationship.
Some of the loneliest people I have ever met in my life are the ones who are unhappily married, and they're in the room with somebody and not connecting.
And loneliness knows no particular age.
It's become more common, I think.
Dr. Lee Dorpfeld is with the University of South Florida Counseling Center. He and his staff see the impact of loneliness even on this busy college campus of more than 40,000.
It's not about the number of people you have in your life or have around you, it's also about the quality and depth of them.
Dr. Dorpfeld points to the way college students often communicate. Social media may help connect on a superficial level, but he worries the technology can create barriers to deep, authentic relationships.
There's many social media outlets and things that make people look and or feel like they're connected, but yet at the same time, they may not truly have the relationships and the depth of relationships that make them feel really close and connected and nurtured by the people around them.
Beyond the depression and addictions that can result, studies also suggest loneliness can do physical harm. It has correlations to heart disease, cancer, sleep disorders, and early mortality. Researchers believe it's connected to the stress hormone cortisol.
Some level of stress or distress that people are under increases the cortisol levels in our body, which causes inflammation. Inflammation causes things that lead to cancer. They also cause hardening of the arteries in terms of blood flow, leading to heart attacks, things like that. But they're all coming from a stress reaction.
Back to Jamie, who recognized the physical toll loneliness was taking. Jamie got turned on to yoga and meditation. Ironically, it was through learning how to be by herself that she would connect to a community of friends that would lead her out of loneliness.
Ra is the sun, Ma is the moon, and Hari is that seed of infinity.
Jamie's interest in yoga inspired her to seek out like-minded people. She's now a teacher at Yoga Village, the studio she owns in Clearwater.
when you practice that with other people together, we're all working on the same thing. And so you can share like what pushes your button, or what you're afraid of, and how you're working through that. So it's like you're growing together with a group of people.
So happy you were there too. Thank you.
Jamie made a move to get back into the flow of life by pursuing something that interests her. Experts say that's key.
To participate in social activities that are interesting and fun to you. You know, if you're going out there and you're doing something with other people that enjoy those same kind of activities, it takes some of the anxiety of the way of meeting people because you already have a commonality.
Counselors say to work your way out of a state of loneliness, set small, realistic goals.
I allow that I'm lonely, and then I choose to do something about it. A, think about somebody else, find somebody else. B, take care of myself, get outside. That's always a great anecdote. Be around people. Write about it. Do some activity where I feel a sense of connection.
Jamie says loneliness may ebb and flow even in a busy life, but now she has the skills and the connections to work through it and find community.
Be in that kind of natural state of bliss. That's really your true nature, not the loneliness or not the sadness. It's happiness is our birthright.
Research actually shows loneliness can be contagious. University studies track the relationships of 5,000 people over 10 years. The studies indicated loneliness is transmitted through mirroring social behavior patterns over time.